Senator Joe Lieberman, the former senator, former Democratic vice presidential candidate as well. Senator, you know Joe Manchin pretty well. He has been in these fights before with Democrats. 9 times out of 10, he ends up voting with them, maybe because he succeeds in crafting a package or helping to craft a package that's more to his liking. But is the drama warranted here? Do you think in the end he will go along with the president?
Well, hi, Neil. Great to be with you.
Same here.
I think that Joe Manchin is naturally and sincerely a centrist and fiscally responsible. And he really is bothered by the amount of spending going on in the federal government, even though a lot of the programs in the Build Back Better bill sound good, but can we afford them? So, no, I don't think this is artificial drama. I know Joe pretty well, and I couldn't predict you what he's going to do. I hope he sticks to this idea of a pause. In other words, he's not against what's in that bill that President Biden wants. He just thinks we got to step back for a while, see how the economy does, see how the inflation number does, and get a little more public debate about all these programs that bill creates for another almost $2 trillion.
You know, he's getting a lot of heat from fellow Democrats. You've generated heat yourself from those same Democrats in the past. You were an independent senator when all was said and done, but you did caucus with the Democrats. I'm just wondering, do you think Joe Manchin will be pushed in that direction?
Well, it's tough when you're one of a small group in your party caucus who has a different point of view. And I did go through that a couple of times. Inevitably, for some reason, the media seems to focus on one person as they are on Joe Manchin, but I think there are at least 1 or 2 others who feel pretty much the same way he does. I had that same experience when I opposed what I thought was an attempt to insert kind of government control of health insurance and healthcare in America when we adopted Obamacare. I was on the point, but there were 3 or 4 other Democratic senators who felt pretty much the same way. That was okay with me because I think in the end it all worked out all right. But, you know, I think Joe Manchin feels that he's a Democrat, but he was sent to the Senate to do what he thinks is best for the country and for his constituents back in West Virginia. And sometimes that means disagreeing with most of your fellow party members, but you know, too bad. That's the way it is. That you have a higher responsibility, which is what's good for the country as you see it.
Yeah, and the reality is Donald Trump won his state by 40 points. So you have to keep that in mind as well. I am wondering, though, where this goes. So the betting seems to be that, you know, Joe Biden is in a world of hurt in these polls. Now, you and I have discussed polls and how quickly they can change, and it could be a very, very different world, you know, 10, 11 months from now. But as things stand now, the betting is that Democrats could lose the House, might even lose the Senate. How would that change things for President Biden?
Oh, obviously, it'll make it a lot harder. I mean, traditionally, as you know, the midterm election goes to the out party.
Right.
And it sure looks like Republicans have a big lead now on all the indicators in the House races. Senate's going to be closer, but they could carry the Senate to it unless things change. What would change? That we have a feeling that we really are coming out of the pandemic and that there's no new virus variant that is scaring everybody. And the second thing is that not only the numbers begin to show that inflation is decreasing, but the average American consumer feels it as he or she goes out to spend their money to buy the things they need to buy or want to buy. Right now, it's not clear that either of those will change. And I think if they do change for the better, the Democrats are still fighting uphill in the House. But if the virus and the economy look better next November, I think that there's a better than even chance the Democrats will hold the Senate. And of course, for Biden, he's had close majorities, really close in the Senate, 1 vote, vice president. So far already, but it's going to be even harder to get things done in 2023, unless there's, God forbid, a crisis of some kind that requires the parties to work together. Probably not much is going to get done between 23 and the elections of 24.
We'll see. Yeah, right. Sometimes the one galvanizing factor can be a crisis, so we'll see how that sorts out. Joe Lieberman, great chatting with you again. Joe